Welcome to another episode of Tonya's Witchy Kitchen Tea Time. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. The sun is shining. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about a story because there's so much with this hair, skin, and nails thing segments. I should put them in a playlist. Maybe down the road I will officially put them in a playlist. Right now, you just got to scramble and catch up. But I wanted to talk about B12 because I was researching some products on a website. It was actually blueberry powder. And no, I'm not going to tell you what this is going to be. But anyway, it was talking about blueberry powder and hair going gray and B12. Now, B12 is great for energy, according to this website, and to prevent gray hairs. And they said, really, there is nothing they can figure out with people going gray early, except for genetics, obviously, and B12 deficiency, which I thought was really, really interesting. Like, in all my research, I've never found anybody to actually come forth and say this. B12. I want to talk about B12 just for a little bit, and then we'll go do our tea here, which of course has to do with hair, skin, and nails to this month. So it's a water-soluble vitamin that we use up daily, which is why we need to replenish it daily. And a lot of people don't eat right, etc., etc. So a supplement may be what they need. Okay. Just some symptoms of B12 deficiency, which can be with other things also. You know how that goes. Fatigue, muscular weakness, feeling pins and needles in your limbs, sore or a red tongue, vision problems. Nowadays with electronics, I think that's part of it, but oral ulcers, pale or yellowish skin, pale gums and mucous membranes, memory and concentration problems. I think I'm hugely deficient. Not for the other symptoms, but for the memory and concentration problems. It's been bad lately. Heart palpitations, rapid heartbeat, depression or confusion. Where do we get B12 in foods? Number one, animal livers and kidneys. How many times have you heard not to eat organ meat? I hate liver. I'm sorry. My grandma would make it and I'd eat the smallest little piece that she had on the plate. It's doable with enough barbecue sauce or ketchup, but as a kid, I didn't like it. Do I eat kidneys? No, gizzards. Gizzards, not kidneys. I've never had kidneys before. My grandma actually made brains for my brother one time. He wanted to try it. Not appetizing. But anyway, back to this. Otherwise, we're going to get long here. Clams. Clams, mussels, anything chewy, shellfish like that, high in B12. The broth of clams is high too. So if you can find, where it's canned, I'm sure they're not talking canned, but canned broth. I was thinking my son loves clam chowder, and it's like if you threw the broth in there that was in the can, maybe. It depends how much sodium's in it. Sardines. My grandma used to have those too. Yeah. She had gorgeous nails, so she probably wasn't B deficient or B12 deficient. Like, she had gorgeous nails. Although she was very beautiful white hair in her 20s, so I don't know. Fortified cereal. My problem with fortified cereal, I like cold cereal every once in a while. My problem with it is the sugar content. So if you can find, maybe it's fortified. Most of the fortified ones you see, I was going to say oatmeal, but, watch the sugar content, because otherwise, you're not doing yourself any favors. Tuna, interesting enough, like, you cooked the tuna, has 453% of your daily value, whereas the canned tuna has 152%. So you're still going to get it out of the canned one. Okay. Trout, salmon, also high. Fortified nutritional yeast. That's not the yeast you use for bread. It's a food product. Um, Fortified non-dairy milks. So your almond and your cashew and your oat milk, coconut milk, right? They're fortified. So the B12 is added. Not dissing them. I love almond milk. Milk, dairy products. Now, it does not say fortified. So they're not fortified. They're fortified with what? D and something else. But the B12 is naturally occurring in yogurts, cheese. Swiss is high. I thought the yogurt was interesting. And actually, we absorb it better through the dairy products than we do through the beef, the fish, and the eggs, which I will get to. And I'm thinking, well, maybe because it's like milk is water soluble, cheese is, I don't know. Yogurt's water soluble. Yeah, it'll dissolve, and if you add enough water to it, cheese eventually will. So I was just thinking maybe that our body just absorbs it better. And eggs. Sorry, the yolks are higher than the whites. So if you want to do your egg white omelet, go ahead. But however, you should add the egg yolk because that's where the B12 is highest. If you eat too much, because some of the daily values, like I only told you tuna was 453, and that he's 6th on the list. Okay, so beef and or animal. Oh, I missed beef. Sorry, it was after sardines. Specifically beef. Steak is great. It also has B12, B3, and B6. B2, B3, and B6 in it. Low fat, go for low fat beefs. They've always told you this. And minced. And I was like, what the heck is minced beef, right? So some people on the internet will claim it as to be ground beef. And in a way, it is ground beef. But however, if you're buying it from other places, or you don't do your, get your own beef butchered and you're not very specific about it, minced beef versus ground beef. Minced is just very fine chops. It can be ground, but it's just 100% beef. And I think it comes from a specific part, but not sure. However, ground beef can have other additives added, other fats from different animals. It can have pork added, and all I could think is, bleh. Okay, I want burger, I want burger. I don't want anything else added to it, which is, why we butcher. But if you have excess, it will be stored in your liver, and your body can actually save it for future use, supposedly. That was from healthline.com and about 3 other websites compiled together. So basically, not a lot of fruits and vegetables have the B12, okay, as you could see. The blueberries do have B12, but I don't know how many you'd have to eat in order to get boost your own deficiency. But we can go to the kitchen, hopefully, and work on our notes for this tea. Okay, we are back. Christmas decorations are down. Take my pea slowly. Isn't it gorgeous? And it's still blooming. It has not stopped blooming since my mom gave it to me. Yeah, it's crazy. I had to move it because my husband put it behind the TV and where the kids play Xbox, and it's dying. It's dying. Anyway, our tea today consists of three things. However, I encourage you to add your own concoctions to this. So the first one is, go-to cola. Go-to cola. Yes. Centella asiatica. It is a cognitive enhancer for the brain and memory and mental clarity. I need this. Reduces stress. It reduces stress, anxiety, or insomnia. Helps with varicose veins. they did a study internally taking it. 8 weeks, they saw a huge reduction of inflammation and pain. Now, I did a Gotu Kola oil that I was trying to put on some of my smaller ones, and I'm just not consistent enough to like, yes, it worked, or no, it didn't. It's been used for thousands of years in India, China, and Indonesia to heal wounds, skin conditions, psoriasis, leprosy, all those things. It is a blood purifier and good for high blood pressure. In skin, it improves scratches, burns. It's an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. Now, I've noticed that the ones that are huge on wound healing are great for your skin. And this one is very well known for wound healing and the skin conditions, and it may increase collagen. I'm assuming that would be internally. Good for acne. Did I say that? No, I didn't. Okay. Hyperpigmentation, possibly scars. So it Gotu Kola. I have everything stacked up over here. Gotu Kola is part of the carrot family. We use the whole thing, fresh or dried. The whole plant. You can use the roots, everything. Okay. Helps stimulate rapid health growth of hair, skin, and nails. I need this. Speeds healing of wounds, hyperextended joints, stretched ligaments, improves vascular health. You can do tincture, tea, poultice, oil for skin and hair, or salve or cream. You can actually eat the leaves when they're young, but you can put them in stir fries or soups, and it is generally regarded as safe for everybody. Generally regarded as safe. If you have a reaction, So pausing right here, really quick. There's lots of vitamins and minerals in herbs, and it is too hard to even go through and try and collect a good collection of what is what. But just some of the more common ones that I feel are common: nettle, stinging nettle, alfalfa, chickweed, horsetail, or that's shade grass or horsetail, dandelion leaf, raspberry leaf, oat straw, lemon balm, and holy basil. Okay, so my point with that really quick is, if you want to incorporate any of those with this or take something out, use some of those because they are high in vitamins. The next two are shorter. Not really. Okay, stinging nettle, which we just mentioned. I love stinging nettle in tea. Seriously. It is cooling and drying. We use the stem and the leaf, fresh dormant roots. I get it. Never mind. Do a cold infusion of fresh or dried herbs. My problem with this is when I make a tea, I don't do a cold infusion. I always do it hot. But that's okay. You can start it overnight and then add the rest to it. It's a nutritive spring tonic, blood builder, blood cleanser, high in chlorophyll, calcium, potassium, and magnesium. It bolsters the body, improves resistance to allergies. It is very well known to make a tea and take it daily if you have seasonal allergies. I mentioned this to my kids, and yes. Also, okay, so allergies, pollutants, molds, pollen. Okay? You can actually freeze dry it and eat it like that. It is a astringent, diuretic, great for hair, teeth, and bones. It improves the bone's density. I like that because, women, osteoporosis, right? Helps with women menstrual cramps. Some the tea. So for women's health, it's good for your bones, your iron levels, and healthy menstruation. It's kind of like the raspberry leaf, So fresh roots are anti-inflammatory for prostatitis. Great for prostate health. Fresh herbs are actually used to make beer. You can use it as a hair tonic. So take a decoction of dried herbs and seeds. decoction means very strong tea. So, let it steep for a long time. So their instructions are use after shampooing and leave in for 3 minutes before rinsing. That's the hair tonic rinse. But I was thinking about this. If you don't use a lot of product in your hair, right? Like you don't have the dippity doo and the Aquanet hairspray and it's a rat nest every morning. If you don't put a lot of product in your hair, I'm positive you could just, I would stick it in my hair dry because it's a tea. I would just really put it in my hair, and then soak it down really slow and, maybe wrap it in some plastic or towel, like when you do a perm, like so you don't get it in your eyes. Yeah, and I would let it sit in there for sure. For sure. And then just don't wash your hair, for a day. Give it a good, solid, what'd you call it? Zing. Oh, yeah. Crazy. Great for metabolism and blood glucose. It is detoxifying, helps strengthen the liver, the lungs, and the urinary tract. Great for urinary tract infections. If you have too much, so don't go overboard on this one. And I'm not sure how much too much is because therapeutic is 28 grams, which is about 2 cups of dried nettle. 2 cups. So they say don't take it too much. But I think a teaspoon a day in your tea, but it can cause a urticaria. I don't know how to say these words, guys. It's transient itchy red skin eruptions. So you will know if you have it. And the best thing to do is just to drink a lot of water after it and stop using the nettle for a while. But I have not had that problem. I use it quite often, like I said, but usually just a teaspoon of my tea. For therapeutic, definitely use it. The 2 cups of nettle. You can also add lemongrass, peppermint, and ginger in 4 cups of water. Use a French press and let it set for 4 hours and drink within 36 hours. That's the therapeutic. Okay. The second root we are doing is the licorice root. The tincture needs to be made of a strong decoction preserved with alcohol where the final alcohol is 20%. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't do a tincture. Just go buy a licorice root tincture that is professionally made. You can chew on the sticks to help tobacco addiction and get mucus from your upper respiratory tract by chewing on the sticks. It supports the adrenals. I always need adrenal boost. I don't know why. I just sit on the couch and eat bonbons and drink champagne all day and watch soap operas. Is my nose getting bigger? It's such BS. Okay, sorry. A liquid extract of licorice is not compatible with acids. Do not take with citrus juices. Contradictions. Do not use when pregnant. Do not use when nursing unless you consult your doctor who's going to tell you no, or a licensed herbalist. Okay. So technically we don't want to do large doses of this longer than 4 to 6 weeks. Because it depletes your potassium levels if you take it too long. It causes depletion and the sodium retention. It's not fun. If you are going to take it longer than the 4 to 6 weeks, you can boost your diet with apple cider vinegar, bananas, dried apricots. Okay, after you take it, take those to boost your potassium levels. If you have diabetes or hypertension, it's best to take in low doses. So, yeah, licorice root, steam nettle, and gotu kola, gotu kola, gotu kola. And actually, we're going to add a few other things in here. It's just, this has been my daily tea for the last couple months. And I kind of mix it up. I kind of do it the same, but we'll go to the kitchen and we'll check it out there. And 3 things. Dream big, be true to you, and you are worth it. Okay, and here we are in the kitchen. My daughter gave me this for Christmas. Isn't that so cool? I just love it. I don't have to strain everything out because the strainer's right there. So, see, it comes apart so you can clean it, which I usually just rinse it out. Why clean it? I'm going to use it. Here is my gotu kola. Gotu kola. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon in there. And if I forget to tell you, I'm going to steep this twice. The first time just for 5 minutes. That is my nettle. And I put about a teaspoon and a half in there. See, nettle. Those labels, gotu kola, those labels came in really, really handy. Because now I just grab the jar. I don't have to look for it. Here's my licorice root. You're definitely going to notice the licorice root in this tea blend. I put about a teaspoon. That's my grinding up the licorice root. So it's not quite a powder. It's, kind of, but it doesn't matter. This is my raspberry leaf tea. Raspberry leaf. I put that in there. And I also add lemon balm. Not always, but just those are both very good for in your tea. If you want to know what they do, go back to the very first tea video. If I remember, I'll link it below for all those benefits. And then we have to sweeten it. So I'm at the bottom of my honey jar here, and I add that right away. Just because I'm going to sweeten the whole thing, because my gosh, girl, what is your issue? I just sweeten the whole thing because I'm going to be the only one drinking the whole thing, so it doesn't matter. So, you do you. Sweeten with what you want to sweeten. I would, if you're going to add milk to it, I would add it afterwards, because it's cold. You want the leaves to steep. And then I just give it a good mix so that honey doesn't sit on the bottom. Mix it up really good. And then I put the little, I don't know what you call it. Well, it's a strainer, but you don't push it. You don't push it all the way down yet. You just leave it there. And then I wrap it in a towel and I set my timer. I don't always set my timer, guys, but 5-10 minutes should do, and it will just sit there and steep. And like I said, I will do it twice. And to the tea time. So after 5 minutes, it was fairly dark, and you slowly push that plunger down, very slowly. Okay, you can actually shoot tea out of it, they said. And then you look for the strainer part. See the strainer part? You want that to the front for easy pouring. And then after that, it's all just pour and drink. But like I said, I am going to steep this twice, just because there's a lot of herbs in there, and I don't want to waste anything, And I'll wrap it up and enjoy my tea throughout the day. So there you go. Hair, skin, and nails. Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, tea time. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you do. Bye-bye.